Just trying to talk about it because I'm noticing the trend. And it seemed like people not even noticing the trend. So, just got to talk about it because they only shaming black people, or black men. That's what it seemed like, because right now, the black woman right now is hated so much in America. She's been deprogrammed and reprogrammed. She has no shame. No shame. You got me? So I don't even expect her. I expect a leader to stand up. And right now, the people who are supposed to lead are being shamed. You got me? Just public humiliation rituals, But, just let me know when you're ready. All right, yeah. Okay, that's what's up. All right, I'm ready.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
What's going on? This is the Actual Facts Podcast, and we call this actualization. Man, shouts out to Brother Malik, because he is doing what he's supposed to do. He allowed me on this platform, so I gotta forever hold him in high regards. This is a brown chair conversation, a place in a space for perspectives that get left out of mainstream media and out of the headlines. No distraction, just honest conversation. And right now, what I want to do is I want to talk about the public shaming of black men. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm noticing a trend, right? It's basically a trend of publicly shaming black men, and it's a complex issue with historical and a lot of, I'm going to call it contemporary aspects. You know what I'm saying? And it was often linked to a broader context of racism and a lot of societal pressure with an attempt to control and stigmatize black men. Now, historically, there's been, I'm going to say, a whitewashing of history. A lot of people don't understand what the public shaming originates out of. They don't understand the origins of it, right? And it has an origin in lynching. So basically, historically, black people, or the people who were labeled black, were tortured through lynching. That's right. The most horrific form of public shaming and racial terrorism that ever existed in America. Now, it was used to enforce racial supremacy and to intimidate the black community. And what it ultimately did was that it enforced segregation. Public humiliation was used to enforce segregation. Lynching was used to enforce segregation. You got me? Forced segregation, racial inequality, and basically the punishment of people labeled black who would eventually be called African American, foundational Black Americans, etc., etc. They didn't even have to violate a law. But there was a time in America where if you violated segregation laws, or if you challenged the social order of things, things would get very, very bad for you. Now, I'm bringing all of this up. You might be asking yourself, what are you talking about? How are you trying to relate it to this day and age? We're not living historically anymore. We are living in a digital revolution. We are living within a digital era of time. So now I have to think about the culture within a digital age of social media, because social media has become a platform like no other. And right now, it's a platform of public shaming. And a lot of times they are targeting individuals for, I'm going to say, problematic behavior. But it's a lot of sprinkled racism within it. And it's very impactful and massively harmful to the world. And I say that because I'm thinking about what social media does. Social media right now, it can amplify marginalized people or a marginalized voice. It can promote accountability. But guess what? Most of the times it leads and can lead to disproportionate punishment, a lot of harassment, and a long-term, I'm going to say, reputational damage. You got me? That's what social media right now is being used for, to just tear each other down and to publicly lynch individuals. They are censoring you in a way, and they are running psyops on you, and you can't even understand it. There's a lot of individuals who they fear this public shaming because, like I said, it's just outright censorship. Even the algorithm discriminates against you. That's just how it is. The algorithm right now is being used to discriminate against you by people who have programmed it to dislike individuals who talk about the things that stand for something. And what that algorithm does, it promotes a lot of things and a lot of people who stand for nothing. You got me? So basically, they're using the algorithm to publicly lynch your messages. Now, if they're positive, automatically get that message distorted. Now, if it's negative, guess what? That algorithm works to disseminate, to not discriminate, and promote and market all the negativity it can. From what I've seen, this is what the algorithm is doing. And guess what? It's going to adversely affect the individuals who are labeled black. That's just how it is. So basically, we're living in a time where the algorithm is going to suppress opinions, suppress belief, and allow the public lynching of individuals who are labeled and basically labeled whatever they hate. The algorithm will be programmed to dislike you. Now, this may be something that you're not even thinking about. There's a major psychological impact of how the algorithm works, how this public shaming works, especially in the day and time of social media, because we are in this social media era, and there is nothing like this social media era, because everybody is strong on social media. Everyone is rich on social media. Everyone is better than you on social media. So with everybody being superior to you, guess what? Public shaming is at an all-time high. And if you don't know, it has a detrimental impact on your mental health. It leads you to feeling emotions of shame, guilt, stress, anxiety, depression. You know, I even read a specific study, and the study said that racism directly impacts people who have been labeled black in America more than any other people through social media. You got me? There's a lot of individuals who are okay with public shaming and they see social media and they can weaponize it. But the problem is that no one is holding individuals accountable for their harmful actions. And those harmful actions are driven by psychological factors. I say that because that's just like white supremacy in America. The psychological factors of white supremacy. Some people, they have a need to feel as if they are morally superior to you. They want to feel like they are in control of the social system. You heard that right. So, what's the problem? What's the punishment for it? Unfortunately, we live in a time of no accountability. So there's no consequences. You got me? I'm telling you, as I look through the landscape, especially in this wilderness of North America, I'm analyzing the socioeconomic backgrounds and issues that so many individuals face. And I'm looking at the consequences of public shaming and I'm looking at this disparity in who's being publicly shamed. And then I'm also noticing the lack of accountability of individuals. Now, it's my thought that public shaming, social media lynching of individuals, especially the individuals who have been labeled black, I think it's immoral. I think it's unethical. I don't think it's called for. It's massively effective, though. Now, some people argue about the ineffectiveness of shaming, but I think that it's effective because I'm looking at it from a long-term perspective. So, since I believe that it's effective, I need you to get on your defense. You need to work as a resistance agent to resist these individuals who are consistently trying to down you, degrade you, demoralize you. And don't let them sweep it under the rug. I say that because it's very crucial that you acknowledge the historical and I'll even say the contemporary implications of this social media era, this public shaming, this digital era lynching, because it perfectly intersects with race. It perfectly intersects with gender. And if you can understand these dynamics, I'm telling you, they are very essential if you're trying to foster a just and equitable, maybe even a righteous society, because we need to eventually evolve to a point where accountability and human decency and dignity are the priority. And right now, it seems as if it's not even the majority. So I'm going to encourage you to use social media to be a voice for the voiceless. Because I think that social media is very powerful. And I'm telling you, through the power of social media, all of these users out here, you know, I'm talking about total strangers, you have the power to give yourself jurisdiction to monitor what's being presented to you and regulate what's being presented to you. So that means that you need to have a moral code. You need to operate with a moral compass inside of you, and you need to have righteous intentions. Because I'm telling you, we're living in a time where somebody can say something negative and you get angry about it. you get so emotionally charged and overwhelmed that innocent people become a target. You got what I'm saying? So I want to promote not fostering a hostile environment when you're online. You got me? Because realistically, especially with a person like me, there's nothing that you can do and nothing that you can say that's going to intimidate me through social media. It's very difficult to intimidate me in person. So you're definitely not going to do it through social media. But I also think that social media is a platform, or a variety of platforms, and you should be able to freely express your First Amendment right. But what you should not be able to do is express your First Amendment right while simultaneously infringing on another's rights. Because even the First Amendment give you freedom to speech, as long as you don't infringe on someone else's rights. You got what I'm saying? So these are my thoughts. This is a brown chair conversation of actualization, but what I want you to do is I want you to keep this conversation going. I'm just talking about a lot of things at once, but listen, public shaming through social media is at an all-time high. That's just how it is. But look, until next time, stick to the facts, live by a standard, never fold, never compromise. You got what I'm saying? I'm going to talk to you later.